Match number 51, defending champions Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals. Both of these teams have 10 points each and are 2 matches away from the playoffs. The winning team, however, will find it a bit easy to qualify for the playoffs and will be just 1 step away from the playoffs, while the losing team will have to depend a lot on mathematical equations like net run rate. This match is going to be interesting, and how do you make your Fantasy 11 team? Stay with us till the end, where we give you the perfect playing 11 for your Dream 11 team. Hello and welcome to another video by Crictips. My name is Manthan, and in this video we are going to do a complete match analysis and fantasy team 11 prediction for MIvsRR. Now before we discuss the team, let us look at some important statistics. Both of these teams have faced each other 24 times, out of which Mumbai Indians has won 12 times and Rajasthan Royals has won 11 times. Now that is surprising, because unlike the opinion that Rajasthan Royals is not a very strong team, but whenever it has played Mumbai Indians, it has given a tough fight. The last time when both of these played in this season of the IPL, it was however Mumbai Indians that won the match. Now the most important part of this video, which is the pitch report. Now in the last 5 matches, 4 times the team that has chose to bat second has won the match. The only time a team could defend a score over here was in the last match when RCB successfully defended a score against Punjab Kings, but then still that was a very close encounter. The last 5 matches average first inning score is 145. This pitch will benefit spinners and medium pace bowlers. We have seen this in a match against RCB versus Punjab Kings. So the first inning score could be anywhere between 130 to 150, and therefore the team that we will suggest you will have more of bowlers and bowling friendly all-rounders. Now talking about the wicket keepers, 2 wicket keeping options with you, Quinton de Kock and Sanju Samson. Now Quinton de Kock has not been performing well in the second half of the IPL, though he started well, but then his scores are not very consistent, so we will not suggest him. But then hold on till the end of this video, we will tell you if you want Quinton de Kock, how can you place him in the team. On the other hand, Sanju Samson looks in form, although failed in the last match, but then he is the highest run scorer from Rajasthan Royals against Mumbai Indians. He has in his career scored 484 runs. All the more reason to have him in your Fantasy 11 team. So Samson over Quinton de Kock, and about Quinton de Kock will tell you. Now talking about the batsman, number 1, the young Yashasvi Jaiswal. 50 runs of just 20 balls, explosive innings in the last match, a match-winning performance by Yashasvi Jaiswal. You can definitely have him in your team. He opens and gives a good start to the team alongside Evin Lewis. That brings me to the second batsman that you can have in your team, which is Evin Lewis. This explosive West Indies all-rounder will bring a lot of value to the table. You can have him in your team in the second half of the IPL. He has already scored a half century and he can be there in your Fantasy 11 team. Now instead of Evin Lewis, if you want, you can also have Rohit Sharma, a big name, a big player for Mumbai Indians. Now given the fact that it's a do-or-die match for Mumbai Indians, we can expect Rohit Sharma to step up and play a captain's inning, so there we are going to leave a choice to you. Now the other batsman that we will suggest in your team will be Saurabh Tiwari, one of the underrated players, not just for MI but probably for the IPL, because in the last 3 matches he has been performing consistently well, giving good momentum to the Mumbai Indians team. You will get him for very less credits, and therefore Saurabh Tiwari could be a valuable addition for your Fantasy 11 team. However, there is an option. If you want, you can replace him with Surya Kumar Yadav, who had always had an exceptional IPL career, but in this half of the IPL he was not in form. But then in the last match he scored 33 runs against Delhi Capitals and looks a little bit in good touch. So an option with you, you can either have Surya Kumar Yadav or you can have Saurabh Tiwari as a batsman in your Fantasy 11 team. Now let's talk about the all-rounders. Number 1, Kieron Pollard. Look at this statistics. In his career against Rajasthan Royals, Pollard has scored 357 runs and has picked 15 wickets. How can you make your Fantasy 11 team without having Pollard in your team? And then given the fact that Sharjah pitch really benefits medium pace bowlers, and we have seen that in the match against Royal Challengers Bangalore, Moises Hendricks picked 3 wickets against RCB, and Pollard is someone who throws balls at the speed of 100 to 120 kilometers per hour. We believe Pollard will give you so many points for his bowling performance as well. Have him in your Fantasy 11 team. The other all-rounder that we will suggest in your team will be Rahul Tewatia. Now on this pitch we have seen spinners like Ravi Bishnoi and Yuzvendra Chahal have picked wickets. Rahul Tewatia is also a leg spin bowler and he has a pace like Rashid Khan. We have seen that he already picked 3 wickets against Chennai Super Kings, and we think on this Sharjah pitch he can get you good valuable returns for your Fantasy 11 team. And then how can we forget that innings in the last season of the IPL when in 1 over Rahul Tewatia hit 5 sixes. he will contribute with bat and ball. Have him in your fantasy 11 team. Now the Crictips player to look out for, it has to be none other than Shivam Dube. Did not play the first 4 matches in the second half of the IPL, got one opportunity by Rajasthan Royals and he really capitalized on it. A 64 runs not out of just 42 deliveries. This player has made the middle order of Rajasthan Royals very strong, and he is a medium pace bowler as well, like Pollard, and will give you points not just with his blastering batting innings but also with his bowling performance. Have Shivam Dube in your team without any doubt. Now before we talk about the bowlers, click on the I button above to look at the Crictips top 5 bowlers in the history of the IPL ever. And now talking about the bowlers, the first bowler that you can have in your fantasy 11 team is Jayant Yadav. Now out of the top 7 batsmen of Rajasthan Royals, 5 of them are left-handed batsmen. Now Rohit Sharma will definitely use Jayant Yadav to puzzle the batsmen of Rajasthan Royals. He might also ask Jayant Yadav to open the bowling for Mumbai Indians, and therefore you can have him in your fantasy 11 team. Apart from this, it has to be Jasprit Bumrah, already picked 11 wickets in the second half of the IPL, a very crucial bowler. Have him in your fantasy 11 team. The third bowler that we will suggest you will be Mustafizur Rahman, the death bowler specialist. Now given the fact that the lower order of Mumbai Indians right now is not in form, the Pandya brothers are not in form, Mustafizur Rahman could be a very valuable pick for you. Have him in your fantasy 11 team. Now there is a choice for all you viewers. If you want, you can have Trent Bolt in your team, although he's not in his peak form right now, but then he can get you crucial wickets. But then we told you, if you want, you can also have Quinton de Kock in your team. He will be an added batsman from Mumbai Indians. So you have a choice between Trent Bolt the bowler or Quinton de Kock the wicket keeping batsman. However, we will suggest you Quinton de Kock. Now if you are someone who makes teams on platforms like DREAM11 or MIvsRR, and if you have to pick a captain or a vice captain, the Crictips power players from our end will be Shivam Dube and Pollard. The simple reason being, these are high hitting capability batsmen, and apart from this, the Sharjah pitch will really benefit the medium pace bowlers, and therefore Shivam Dube and Pollard in your team as captain or vice captain. So that was the complete match analysis and a team prediction video between Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals. This is going to be a very crucial match and an interesting match. Now if you like this video, please share your views in the comments below. Tell us if you agree with our playing 11. Share this video with all your friends who makes teams on fantasy platforms, and please subscribe to the Crictips channel, where we bring you such cricketing content each and every day. See you again on this very channel. Till then, thank you and goodbye.